Howdy. So this next part in this key make for the Subaru is to disassemble this lock here and see what cuts we need for our key. Now this particular lock does not have all the positions, but I think it has 8 out of 10. So we have enough here to do what we need to do. And this is a B110 key that's going in there. Now, you could always just look through here. Let me put this on the scope. My focus is kind of bad on the camera there. Okay, let's see if that's a little bit easier to see. So you can always just use your drain hole here, and you can eyeball what the cuts are, and then you cut the key down, and just until all these little wafers are flush. So like if you look at those last two, let's see if I can make them flush. Yeah, it would look like that if the key was cut right, those last two back here. But I'm not going to cut the key. I'm just going to take the whole lock apart. So let's go through that process. All right, so let's take off the trim here. We will have to take off this cap. We have a spring here for the key return. For when you turn it, it makes it spring back. We also have a C-clip right here. Let's go ahead and get this C-clip off. I'll make sure you don't just go all willy-nilly trying to pry it off of there, because you'll end up shooting it off somewhere and won't be able to find it. Let's see if we can pry this cap up a little bit. No. Alright, I'm going to show you a trick for these type of caps. These little indented on ones here. But let's get this off first. This spring return here. Or return spring, I guess you would call it. This one's on there pretty good. There we go. Did not want to let go. All right. Now I'm gonna help loosen this. I'm just gonna give it a little tap on the back there. Usually that's enough to, sometimes it will pop it all the way loose, but let's see if it loosened it any. Yeah, it loosened it a little bit. So now I can just gently go around and pry it. Now be very careful when you take this off, because we also have this little dust cover, which is 2 parts, and then we have the spring here for the dust cover. All right, now I'm going to put the key in the lock so that when I pull it out, take the plug out of the cylinder there, we don't drop all our wafers out, because if I didn't do that, then these wafers would fall out. All right, so let's get a piece of paper and a pencil. Now, like I said, this is 8 of 10, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that this is actually 3 through 10 and not 1 through 8, but I'm going to show you how to verify that. So I'm going to take my fingers and pinch both sides of these wafers here so that none fall out. And I'm going to take this very back one. We're going to take it out. And if we look on it, we will see what's written. Let me pop this open for you guys so you can see. The stamp that's on there. There we go. So you see this one has a 2. Let's see. Right, that one has a 2. It's got an I or L2. We only care about the 2. I'm gonna leave this one out because I'm gonna show you all that trick how you can tell what position the locks are. All right, so let's pull this one out. This one is also a 2. That's good. So we don't have to worry about getting them mixed up. So now I'm going to push my key back in. All right. And I'm going to take something sharp like these tweezers, and I'm going to scrape right where that wafer goes. Okay. And the spring fell out there. That's okay. Now I'm going to take my key out. I'm going to put this back in before I forget. I'm going to flip it. And if you notice, the whole time I'm making sure I hold these wafers in because you don't want them to fall. Okay, put the spring back in. I'm going to put that one back in. All right, let me put this out the way. So now we're going to set this down safely. We're going to look at the key. And if we look at the key, we can see it's all on the back here. So we know that it's the last positions on the key. So we know that our lock is 3 through 10 and not 1 through 8. Because if it was 1 through 8, the marks would be back here somewhere. All right, that's the easy way to tell. So this is 2, 2 back here. And we're going to take out this next one, which would be number 7. If I can get it, it must be a small one because it's very small. It's not much there. All right, that one is a 1. Can't see it for some reason. There you go. All right, see, number 1. Let's put that one back. And that was 7, so let's just go ahead and mark it. And I'm just going to go to 5 and then 3. I'm not going to flip it around. Let's see what this one is. This one is also a 1. So 5 is a 1. And let's see what number 3 is. Number 3 is also a 1. Okay, spring fell out, so be careful. Just make sure you're doing this over a good table because they do like to come out sometimes when you pull the wafers out. Okay, so 5 was a 1 and 3 was a 1. Number 1 position, we don't know what that is, so we'll just leave that as an X and we will probably progression it later. This one is a 2. And that is position. Oh, I got these wrong. Because this is position 3. So we have 1, 2, which is nothing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so actually 4, 6, and 8 were 1s. 9 and 10 were 2s. Okay, sorry about that. 3 is going to be a 2. Okay. Now let's look at number 5, because remember before I had them wrong. So this is the real number 5, which is a 1. So I had it wrong, but it turned out it was right anyway. All right, now let's check the real number 7. And the real number 7 will not be a 1, it is a 2. I don't know if you can see there. Yep, 2. All right, this is shaping up to be a pretty awkward key. So I have a wafer getting loose on me. These wafers share chambers. I don't know if you can see. Let me put it under here. These ones actually share chambers, so it's pretty annoying. So when you pull one out, let's pull this. Which one do I need? 7. So we need this one. You see they share this chamber, so it's really easy to get them kind of the alignment messed up. So you got to be careful when you put them back. So we have another 2 here. So we have 2 1 1 1 2 1 2 2. That's a pretty ugly key. All right. So now that we know what these wafers are, I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. And to do that, I'm going to put my blank key back in. And this is just to hold the wafers. Now, it's really late at night where I'm at right now, so I'm not going to cut the key, but typically you would want to cut your key and test it, make sure everything is flush and working before you were to put it back together. But like I said, it's late and I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that tomorrow before I go out. Now, make sure you put the cylinder back in the right way. Make sure you put the cylinder back in the right way. You see that this one is different on each side. So we can push it in this way. Seems like that is the way it's supposed to go. We push it in this way, and yeah, you can just tell it's not right. And plus our lines for our C-clamp don't line up. So it has to be this way. And it looks like it makes sense anyway, so that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the C-clamp back on now, hold everything in position. This means we can take our key out. We can put our spring return or return spring, however you want to say it. We'll put that back. Now, these springs always have a lower prong and a higher prong. Hook your lower prong. So go ahead and put your lower prong on and hook that one. Okay. And then the higher prong, you're just going to kind of pull that one around. You don't want to hook your higher prong and then pull your lower one. It doesn't work as well. All right, so hook your lower and pull your higher one. And just make sure the spring goes all the way down. Okay, so that one actually went on there extremely easy. Some of them don't. Some of them are a pain. Okay, now we have to put this dust cover back. So I'm going to put my spring back. This is one of the annoying ones that is 3 pieces. The really nice dust covers are all 1 piece, and they just really easy to take apart, just pull out and push back in. But these ones are a pain. So you have to hold the door in place, right? And if you look here, this little door has these 2 little prongs on the side. Maybe I put this under the microscope. Y'all can see it better. So if you see this one here, let me get the focus right. I think my kid had been messing with it and got my focus all funny. Okay, so you see these little prongs here? They have to fit on this cover just right, okay? But that's not the only part. We also have to fit it on this piece. And you see how it's got these little notches? We have to get the door in this one lined up, and we have to get it lined up perfect with that. At the same time, we're fighting this spring, right? And you have to line in this piece. Okay, and see, I'm way off with my door. My door is actually backwards somehow. I put the daggum thing on there backwards. So let's pull it back off of there. Okay. And this time let me try to not put it on there backwards. So I'm going to line up this one first. Okay, and we're just going to kind of hold this one in place on the sides. And now we're going to line this up. We're going to line this up a little better. Hold on, let me fix this where I can get both things in there. Because right now I'm got it all messed up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hold it just like I was saying. And we're going to take it, and we got to first kind of line up these bigger pieces into the sides, and then we're just going to kind of push down on this spring. Now this time it actually went in there perfect because I held it well. But typically that spring will push a piece out of the way. Like this door will be, let me see if I can make it messed up. A lot of times this little door, the prongs will be all kind of messed up. Like this one will be way over here somewhere, like this, right? So what you can do, as long as you have one side good, usually you can just grab some little tweezers or something. And the same way I just took it out, you're just going to push it back in. But you got to hold this piece down. And this is a little bit tricky here. Because if I was to let go of this, that spring will push it all up and knock it out of place. So we have to get this. And at the same time, you can use a tool, or if you have smaller fingers, I guess. I have little short fat fingers. I can't use that. We're gonna just go ahead and hold it down. See, I'm holding it down the whole time, and I'm gonna try to get this clip back into place. And since we knocked it off and kind of just pried it around, I didn't mess up these indentions, and actually the indentions go right back into place perfect, and that is all done. We just got to put a little painted piece back on here. And there we have our lock decoded. All right. We had some kind of code there. I don't think that's a key code. B62FM. Yeah, that's probably just a part number. But anyway, so I will cut the key with this now, and we will progression the ignition. But that part is all done. So there you go. That is how you disassemble a Subaru door lock.